Hello and welcome to your live DR, Seb. How are you feeling about this? Jay was complaining about me asking questions ASAP, so talk.
Um, so obviously I missed the double eviction. Kind of scary. That could have been me going out. Um, uh,
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little mad at you for not telling us you weren't gonna be there.
I'm a little mad at myself that my phone died before I had to go, and then I didn't even realize it was a double eviction until
And we randomized your vote, and you evicted Lily. How are you gonna explain that?
I don't know how to explain that. Oh my
Oh
goodness!
my god, you totally should have told me who the fucking noms were and I would have voted for him.
I didn't
And I
know.
would have done what vote he would have done.
I didn't know who the knobs were. Literally, I popped up and they're
I'm
So
like,
talking to Brian.
you would have evicted Gizmo if you had the vote, right?
100%.
I watched your last DR when I wasn't there, and I was like, you were literally ranting about Gizmo. So I was like, why would you not evict Gizmo? I assume it, but I can't like do that as a host. So,
like I would have evicted Gizmo in a heartbeat. Like I still have like
but I know I mentioned aloud in the call. Who do you think the other vote was?
I think it was Jay. I know I just think he's fucking with them. If it's not Jay, it's like Ruthie. I mean, if it's not Jay, I don't care. Because the
Why
other
you
three,
don't like Jay in this game?
no, I love Jay, and I think that this new alliance that me, Jay, Timiel, and Brian started, I think it can get me far in the game. But I think that Jay could be all talk. I think Jay is a very social player, and I think that like
So you
Jay.
wouldn't want to go to the end with him, the final two?
No, I if it came down to the final four, I would take Jay to the final two because
Oh,
Jay.
over the other two?
Oh yeah, definitely. The other two have won shit and they both have good, decent social games. Jay has a good social game, but so do I. And on top of that, I've won something, and my plan is at least until the end to win something else.
So
Hope.
are you going to try to win this battleship competition?
I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
Again,
it's luck, so you can't really. But would you be happy if you won?
oh yeah, of course. I mean, any HOH is good, especially when it sends. I hopefully me winning this HOH will light a fuel under Jay because Jay keeps talking about how Jay hasn't won any HOH and how everyone's coming up on their second. So hopefully this lights a fuel and that would get us farther to the or closer to the
So
final four.
are you loyal to this new alliance, or are you like?
I'm
Because you're
iffy.
also working with Alex and Lily, to my knowledge, right?
I'm not working with Alex. I wanted to take Alex to the final two because he would be the easiest person to beat at the end.
And you're confident about that? You don't think he would get any votes?
He might get one. Alex is a very popular person outside the game, but Alex doesn't talk. Alex doesn't compete. Like he competes, but like he doesn't win. Uh,
Yeah, that's T. Like, I think it's really funny how he promised to be more active and, ended up staying in the game because of those promises. And the
Jill,
time that I actually was inactive for valid reasons, I got
Jill,
unanimously
you don't,
evicted.
Jill, you don't
But to
understand.
be
Every time I've done a DR, I've ranted about that shit.
I'm so sorry.
so, if you
Literally,
were to win HOH without having talked to anybody after your HOH win, if you do win it, who would you nominate right now if you had to pick
Alex
right now?
and Chips. Alex and
Alex. Okay. With the target being,
Lily.
oh, for a backdoor.
Yes.
I thought you were really close with Lily. You're
What?
like,
But Lily's being stubborn. She's putting Target on her back. And I say it every GR. My goal in this game is to put shields in front of me so that when I get to the final two, there's no one there will be no one to protect me because I've played a clean game. Hence if you look down the line of every quote unquote move I've made, it has not put any blood on my hands, to my knowledge at least. Like I've clearly explained to Timmy L and Brian how it wasn't me who put them or who was planning to gun out Liam, Timmy L, and Brian, so much so that they have trust to put me in some type of lines. Whether they trust me or not in that is a different story. But they think that it was all Timmy G and Gizmo, when actuality it was me who wanted to put Timmy L and Liam on the block in the first place.
so
Like
I wanted to ask you this. Prod has said nothing about when jury is started. But like, are you already thinking about like jury management and like who you want to put on the jury and like how you want to put them on the jury, if, potentially?
I mean, right now I want to stay loyal to the people with the power. I mean, Lily doesn't vote for me. I would hate that, but like Lily would also destroy me at the end. Lily has comp wins under her belt. Lily, although not the most social player, has played a pretty decent strategic game. And also, like, Lily's just like a nice person in general, and she gives that radiant vibe that like she didn't make any moves that like harm, or like she wants the best for everyone, which I believe in Lily's heart is good. But like Lily is just painting a target on her back, and like yeah.
So what do you take? What's your take on Jay's strikes? Because he now has two. Do you think? What do you think he's gonna strike out? What's your opinion on that?
I don't care. If Jay gets out, it's farther for me to get closer to the end of the game.
Okay.
I'd love to work with Jay this game, but um, Jay keeps striking out. It's gonna be hard to work with someone. Say like it's me, Jay, and then because me and Jay are the weaker people when it comes to this new alliance. So say like they get those two out, and it's me, Jay, and then we'll say like Alex and Chips. Like, and then Jay gets his third strike. I'm alone. That would be the only way that it affects me. But right now, doesn't, because I do have people behind me working with me to get farther.
So you're not worried about anyone like winning this HOH besides you, putting you on the block?
I mean, one of the three inactives, but probably
Who are
not.
the three inactives?
It's Chips, Ruthie, and Alex. They have not talked to me. I don't know if they're talking to other people, then they're just not talking in the main chat. Ruthie is the most active out of the three, but then again, I keep forgetting Ruthie's playing.
Oh, so you have like no deal with Ruthie?
I like Ruthie hasn't talked to me except for like when I was campaigning to stay when I was nominated the second week.
Valid. Um, I know you're gonna hate this, but who are your two closest allies and your two biggest enemies?
My two biggest enemies. I would say my two closest allies is probably Timmy L and still technically Lily. Won't be for long, I guess, but I mean Lily has full trust in me. At least I hope she does. But I think Timmy L, we kind of like have that mutual bond. We're like going to colleges in the same area, and we can bond over that. And then in game, like no one would expect me and Timmy L to make it to the end. And so I think that um, my two biggest enemies, I'll say three because it's the three freaking inactives who don't know how to play this game.
With you saying you would plan a backdoor for Lily if you won HOH this week, are you worried that that could blow up in your face? Because there are 8 people left, and 6 people do play, so the chances of her being picked if she's not nominated are pretty high. So are you worried about like her winning if that were to happen?
Well, it's good on my end because like the only people who would know about my backdoor are the four people, and even if I don't think I would tell them. I think I've told Timmy L that if I win HOH, I'm nominating Alex and Chips. Worst case scenario, you ready? Lily wins the HOH. She takes down Alex or Chips. I put up a Ruthie. It's a good day for everyone. But my best scenario is that Lily isn't chosen for the power veto. Lily doesn't win it. Lily goes up as the second nominee, and like we all vibing in the city.
Valid. Um. So how do you think you're playing this game? Villainous, heroic? Your opinion?
Um, I mean, I guess I'm in the middle. Like
A neutral?
I started the game off as a different hero. You know, obviously everyone loves that underdog story. I was fighting my way kind of up. You know, I was put on the block second week. I didn't vote in the majority the first week, and then kind of been building myself up. I aligned myself with Timmy G and
You said you
Gizmo.
didn't vote in the majority the first week. I thought you voted.
Or yeah, I did vote in the majority, but not everyone knows that. Some people still think I vote in the minority. When
Oh, and you're gonna play that up, right?
yeah, I'm still playing that up to be honest. But and then second week I was put on the block. And then like third week and fourth week, I decided to align myself with Timmy G and Gizmo, which turned out to be a horrible idea because they both were targeted and they're both out right now.
And you
I think that
abandoned ship with them.
yeah, and I think that's what puts me as I think that's how people will see me as a villain. Me obviously like just jumping ship so fast. But at the end of the day, it's a game, and I would rather win than be second place with someone because I was loyal to them.
Valid. Um. Okay, so are you thinking that there's like there's people that you certainly cannot get to the final two with, or they would cream you?
Brian and Timmy L because they've won multiple competitions and they have a good social game and they're obviously strategic enough to get the two people who they said they wanted out in like the past 3 rounds, and now Lily's alone, so like they're probably going to accomplish what they want, whether it's me or them doing it. So
Okay, so Jill, do you have any questions for
Jill,
the player? Oh, Jill left. Oh, I
yeah.
did not see that. Bye, Jill. Um, is there anything else going on in the game that I should know about? Like,
um I don't know. I was thinking about some stuff the other day, but I don't know. I don't know like how like I was just thinking like okay, so the veto was canceled the first 2 weeks. And
correct.
then after that, it just was never canceled again. So I'm thinking like maybe like there was like I don't know if like maybe there was like power in the first week or the first few weeks, and then maybe like they were like you can have the veto or you can have this, and they're like and then like I don't know like it's kind of confusing me because like it didn't happen again after the second veto. So like, I don't know if that was like maybe that was just like a short term thing, and then it never went on, or like it's still happening and I just don't know it, and people aren't taking the thing instead of the veto. I don't know. I haven't won a veto, so I can't even tell you. But I'm also like, but I was also thinking because like I was talking to Timmy G week 2 when the veto was canceled because I knew Timmy G would take me down, or at least I thought Timmy G would take me down. But Timmy G said he lost his ability to vote. So if I'm using my head correctly, like the veto got canceled and it screwed up his ability to vote or something. But then my thing is like, did that happen to Chips week 1 that he lost his ability to vote? Or like, did he get something good? I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. Do you know what I mean, Brian?
I feel you. I hear you. I see what you're
I
saying.
was like, I'm thinking.
You're worried about possible advantages being in the
I
game.
am worried about possible injury because it's like the thing could be like
Is anyone talking to you about this? Like, are you bringing this up to people, or?
no, because I was only thinking about it the other night, and it was more like a shower thought. Like it's like one of those things you just think about, and you're like,
Mm-hmm.
maybe it has nothing to do with what I'm thinking. Maybe I'm just going crazy. But the more I thought about it, I was like, Timmy G lost his vote the second week, and the veto was canceled. So maybe Chips did lose his vote the second week or the first week, and he didn't tell anyone, and like the veto was canceled, or like maybe Chips has an advantage, which I don't want to like test unless I have like full insurance that it's not. Like I don't know. It's really just like thoughts in my head. I was really just thinking about this.
I'm so excited for this next round. It's gonna be spicy.
Oh, I really hope so. I need this HOH because like I want to like at one hand it's not that I don't trust this new alliance. It's that like
It hasn't been tested yet. Is that what you mean?
exactly like these are people in the beginning of the game who are targeting me, and now all of a sudden it's like we have an alliance. Like Jay's with us, like who I haven't really like associated with. We have Timmy L, who I've been talking a lot with. So I have a lot more trust in Timmy L. But like Brian was very open about getting me out. the first 2 weeks, but then again, it is the first 2 weeks, so it could be different. But then again, like Timmy Allen and Brian are horrible choices to bring to the final two. When at the end of the day, I could take like Jay and win close, or I could take Alex and Chips. Unless Chips has an advantage, I'm just mumbling and I'm going crazy.
So are you trying to like make any final twos at the moment, or you're just chilling on that? You're like,
I was like, so like I never made an official final two with Lily. So I was like, oh, Lily's a good person to take to the end because we were obviously the bottom two when it came to me, her, Gizmo, and G. But then Lily started winning competitions, and then Timmy G left, and then Gizmo left, and now it's like if I take Lily to the end, she wins, and so it kind of just foils my plans. Um,
fair
being
enough.
I would try and I talk about it every DR. I want to take Alex to the end because kind of like I talked about before, Alex made this big claim week one that he was going to be more active,
Only a
and
couple times.
only a couple. I've only mentioned it once or twice. Um, Alex goes like, "I'm gonna be more active," and then we voted out Austin because I know Alex personally, and I know that Alex could be a good player when he's working, and I thought maybe we could work together, but Alex hasn't played the game, and I really don't know why. Like,
To be fair, he is just as much shot as any of y'all. 1 in 8 shot.
that is true. And he did get pretty close to the last HOH, before the double eviction, but that's what scares me. I don't know. Why did I
So are
think?
you going to try to talk to the people that aren't in your alliance, like the Ruthies, the Chips, the Alexes,
I think
the
the only.
Lilies of the world, so
I
that
think
they don't nominate you if they win the HOH?
I think Lily, I'm good with. I think like Lily knows that I was being strategical when it comes to asking for Gizmo to get out. So I don't think she'll hold that against me. And I think like talking to Alex, I hope that I have at least somewhat of a bond with Alex, like outside the game that comes inside the game, so it kind of helps. Um, I have no interest in talking to Chips or Ruthie. And so if I'm nominated, then like I just gotta win the veto.
Val? So you're pretty confident Chips or Ruthie would put you up
Oh,
if they won HOH?
yeah, they definitely have. Probably have they like 99.9% have better connections with like the lead, the Bryans and the Timiels and the Jays probably.
Okay, so if you had to pick somebody that's left in the game that could win, that's not yourself, that's a big threat to win, who would it be? The one person.
Brian
Brian.
probably. Brian's been bold. He's been good socially, strategically, game wise, competitions. He's like the jack of all trades, and
So are
like
you going to stay loyal to that group to the Final Four, or are you like just for now and then maybe cut them later?
probably it shouldn't be too hard to stay loyal to them. They're three powerful players on top of myself, and it'd be kind of hard not to get to Final Four, especially if I backdoor Lily this week. Then it'd be pretty easy to get to Final Four, unless like Chips and Ruthie and Alex want to come out of hibernation and actually play this game. But other than that, yeah, I think that I would stay loyal to them till the end.
If you win this game, this is just for my personal thing, are you going to donate any of the $40 to John Mulaney for helping you out?
Oh, I might low key. Yo, I was so upset. They were doing a show in Connecticut, like 40 minutes away from me, and it was only $150. And John Mulaney and Pete Davidson, two of my favorites.
Oh, Pete Davidson's amazing.
Yeah, I
Did,
know. I was so upset. I was
did you
like,
ever watch the one where he was like, Ariana Grande is the most smartest girl because she said my dick was big, but her hand's just small? Or she didn't say it like that, but he's like,
yeah, my favorite one. Because I just watched King of Staten Island.
oh, was that good? I wanted to watch it.
It's such a good movie. I loved it.
It was
Like,
$20 to rent on my thing, and I was like, I don't have the money to spend on this right now. No, I was like, nah, I'll do it in the future. But you would recommend?
well, I definitely. I might or might not have watched it legally. That's up to you to figure out.
Well, I believe that you're a good person, Seb. I don't think you'll do anything illegal.
Oh, not at all. But my
No sarcasm in that at all.
no, not at all. Definitely.
Oh, I wanted to ask you, is like me and a friend might be going up to Maine in like November. Is like that? Is Connecticut in the way? Is it like from if I'm going from Pennsylvania to Maine? Is that like on the way? Meet up?
I don't know, but if it is, I would love to meet up. That sounds great.
Cool. That sounds cool.
'Cause
We can
honest,
go out to lunch or something. Like,
oh, definitely. Come to New Haven. We'll get some pizza and
oh, is
shit.
that where you are? Is that the
Yeah, I'm
city
in
you're
New
in?
Haven.
Is that the capital or no? Concord. Oh, is that Connecticut? Or,
Concord is in
New Hampshire, I think.
just.
Oh, I'm very bad at the New England states,
I am too, honestly, though.
but you're from there.
Yeah, I know, but like I never leave this state to be honest. I think the only states I've been to outside of like when it comes to like vacation and like actual stuff, I've been to New York a couple of times, but like Virginia, Florida, I'm there a lot. But yeah, I haven't left the state much.
And then when we're final two in duplicity, or
Oh,
final in the final three, we can actually send a picture of us and be like, "We fooled you all."
we could do like one of those like 24/7 shits where like Madison was in the car and then Jill pops out of nowhere.
Real right, real shit. At the travel. You never played a Survivor game?
Never. I've never played a Survivor Mini.
Are you a Survivor fan?
Um, I'm becoming one. I'm not very like I know the rules of Survivor and I know the strategy of Survivor because I played a Survivor mini before and I've done the Brant Steels for Survivor
How'd you
and
do in that mini?
I got sixth. I got rocked out.
Ooh, at least you were
Yeah.
loyal to. At least that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I was loyal, but the other person wasn't. I had a three-person alliance, but the one person voted for the other person so that they were confirmed safe because they won the immunity. And
But
then it
you had
was
fun when you played it, right?
oh, I love the Survivor minis. It's the Big Brother minis that could get kind of toxic for me to be honest. Like I love playing Survivor minis because it's like you're split, so it's like there's a chance that you just don't like have to vote anyone off until like merge.
But Big Brother is like, I like playing Survivor better. It's more funner for me. But Big Brother's easier to play in my opinion.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think so. Because like if you're not one of the final two, then it's like you get to control the game kind of when you're like off, like when you're not on the block, then it's easy to control. When you're on the block, it's a little harder, but like Big Brother is more like competition, and I feel like Survivor is more strategy, which is why I think I do better in Survivor.
Oh, I agree. You're right. Oh, I wanted to ask you before we end this video. What's your schedule Sunday looking like?
This Sunday,
Correct.
uh, I so I'm in New Haven, but I'm going back home for like some big church thing that my church is doing. It depends what time. Why?
What times are you available?
I'm probably available like anytime after like 3 or 4.
Oh, that's okay. That's cool. That's about we're something might be happening that day. We're trying to get an early head count.
Okay.
I mean, you might not be in that. I mean, you might not still be in, but maybe you will be.
Okay.
But yeah, that's why I asked Jay on the call.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask everyone else in the PMs.
Okay.
But yeah, I think. Do you have anything else to say in this diary room? We got a little off topic from the game, but that's okay.
Tell the VL I love them.
Okay. Anyone specifically?
Is Connor in the VL?
Yes, he is.
Yo, tell Connor I love him. And honestly, like I know we've only played once, but tell him I love him on the totem pole, and tell him if we ever play a game again that I won't become a Victoria. And if he doesn't remember that, then I don't know. But I just love him as a human. Like when I watched him on Totem Pole, and I was like, I know him in some way, shape, or form. It made me happy. But like he was out, and now I'm kind of sad. If he doesn't win, I don't.
I can't write all this down. It's
Oh,
too
sorry.
much. I'm
Tell
saying
him.
Seb says he loves the VL and especially Connor, if that's okay.
Tell him I.
And he won't be a Victoria next time you play with him. Or
That I
yeah.
loved in Totem Pole.
And that what?
That I loved him in Totem Pole. Got that?
1 second, I'm writing it now.
Okay.
I'm gonna add him because I don't know if he checks it that often. Seb says he loves the VL and especially Connor, and he loved him in Totem. Loved you in Totem Pole, and he won't be a Victoria the next time he plays with you. Okay, cool. I'll put that in the VL.
Okay. Thank you.
Of course. Anytime. If you want to send VL confessionals, like you can just put VL in front of a confessional. Like,
Okay.
don't say strategy things, but like, of course, I mean, at your own risk, of course. But and with that, I will stop the recording.